What is egg freezing? Is it painful? What's the reason why I wanted to do egg freezing? How much? Bakit di ka na lang po mag-boyfriend para hindi ka na nahihirapan? Hi everyone! Kumusta po kayo? I'm April and welcome back to another vlog. And for this vlog, I'm gonna answer all your questions regarding egg freezing. So if you want to know more about it, please keep on watching. Before I begin, I want to thank everyone who submitted their questions. When I posted regarding my egg freezing journey, I didn't really think that there'll be interest about it. I thought I was just simply sharing what I've been up to. But I know that someone may resonate with it. So I'm glad that people are responding to it positively. So I feel like there's more purpose to my vlog. So thank you so much. By the way, I also want to share to everyone that my egg retrieval procedure was a success. They were able to retrieve 18 eggs from me, but out of those 18 eggs, there were 17 mature eggs for freezing. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional. I am just simply sharing my experience, and if you wish to go through the same treatment, it is still best to consult your doctor. Let's start with what is egg freezing. Egg freezing is the process of retrieving your eggs for storage. It is ideally done when you're at a younger age. So when you decide to get pregnant at an older age, wherein it's more difficult to conceive, you still have a young quality egg that you could use for conceiving. Second question, when is the best time to get your egg freezing done? It is best to do it at a younger age, when you're under 35, because by quantity you have more and by quality it's much better. Third question, how long is the process? I did mention in my Instagram that it took me 3 months in total, but including the initial inquiry, it took me 4 months because I inquired around August. I didn't get an appointment with the fertility doctor until a month later on September, and then I had my checks on October. I waited for a month till I get my test done because the whole process depends on your cycle. And for the blood test, you need to be in your first few days of your period because that's where you get tested for your hormones. So for the basal scan, that is a few days after your period. After your test, you wait for your results, and then you get back to your doctor, and that's when she will start a treatment plan for you. And then November, I waited another month for my cycle, and that's when I started my medication. For the medication, it starts on your 3rd day of your period, and it depends on how you respond to these medications. But for myself, I was taking them for 10 days. On the 10th day, you get another medication that will stop you for ovulating, and 36 hours later, that's when you do your egg retrieval procedure. What preparations did you do? I think the only preparation that I did was to start drinking folic acid the day after my first consultation. And my other preparation was mainly about my schedule, my timings, the logistic of everything, because on the first 2 days of my medication, I was still on a trip in Japan, so I need to consider the time difference. And then the second day of my medication, I was literally just landing to Melbourne. So yeah. One of the most asked question is, what's the reason why I wanted to do egg freezing? Okay, I'll just give you a backstory of what happened. When I was 25, I don't know how this happened, but I ended up speaking with a fertility nurse. And then in that conversation, she asked me, what age do you want to get pregnant? And I said, not until I'm 35. And she said, did you know that when you reach 35, there's only 20% chance of you getting pregnant? So if you want to really have kids, you better get started now. And I didn't know that. And I'm certain that I'm not ready to get pregnant at 25. So it has always been at the back of my mind that I should keep an eye on my age if I'm really looking at having children in the future. And then in my Instagram, I did mention that I have a long list of whys. I'll make my answer as simple as possible. Physically, I'm already 33. Financially, this is what I want to explain. Having children in Australia is different from having children in the Philippines. I'm raised in the Philippines. So in the Philippines, when you have children, I think it's a lot easier because you can get help. But in Australia, childcare is so expensive, and most of the time, the wife stays home to look after the children, because even if the wife works, the other income just goes to childcare. So it's more practical just to have the mom to stay at home and look after the children. Did I make sense? Once you have children here in Australia, it'll be a single income household. Whoever works should be able to provide for the whole family. So for myself, I don't know whether I am capable of that. Like, I have money now, but it can only afford my lifestyle. But I don't think it can afford having children. And I don't really want to make sacrifices as well. Emotionally and mentally, I don't think I'm mature enough to have children. And I'm not sure if I could be a good role model for these children. I'm not sure whether, oh my god, I feel like crying already just thinking. I'm not sure whether I could raise them as healthy humans. Like, there's so much pressure, so I don't know how I could go through those kind of things. I had a question that said, bakit di ka na lang po mag-boyfriend para hindi ka na nahihirapan? It didn't really feel like a question. It felt like more of a comment. And thank you though for caring, but this is exactly the reason why I'm making this vlog, because I'm hoping that through this I'm able to send a message to women out there that we have options now. And the point of egg freezing is that we don't have to settle anymore just because of our body clock. Like, we can wait for the right time and the right partner for us before getting pregnant. So yeah. And then another question is, you don't have plans of getting married someday? Just asking. To tell you the truth, I don't see myself in that stage of my life anytime soon, because I had a painful past that cost me so much of my mental health. That's why I may take a while to find the right partner. So how many eggs to produce a baby? So percentage lowers for each stage: fertilization, embryo development, and transfer. So I would be lucky if I have one baby out of my 17 eggs. And I just want to tell everybody as well that egg freezing and IVF doesn't guarantee pregnancy. It's only an option. There's so many factors in conceiving, and it really depends. Next question is it painful? It takes a lot of your mental, emotional, and physical strength. Like, if you watch my video, you see that I always want to cry whenever I do my medications. I personally don't like needles. I had a few times where I pass out for my blood collection, and I'm always sitting down whenever I do my medication because I knew that I may faint while I'm doing it. Like, apparently, the best way to administer those injections are by standing up. I couldn't do it because I may faint. So that's why I'm always sitting down, and that's why I may be stabbing myself at a wrong angle. But that's the best that I could do due to my circumstances, because I'm doing everything alone. And it is painful after the egg retrieval procedure. Like, when the anesthesia wear off, I felt the pain around my abdomen. I actually didn't take my painkillers because I thought it's not gonna be that bad, but it was so painful. I spewed. That's how painful it was. And then for the 2 weeks after my egg retrieval procedure, I was really bloated. I couldn't fit anything. I could only wear something garterized, like sweatpants. or whatever because I'm really bloated. Because I really responded well with the medications. So my ovaries really grew to produce 18 eggs in total. That's why it took me a while to debloat. Actually, 2 weeks and 3 days after the procedure. I can still feel my ovaries. So is it bearable doing it alone? How hard was it doing it all alone? It is manageable to do it alone because I was able to do it. I'm sure you can too. And I think the only challenge would be having someone to drop you off and pick you up after the procedure. That's the only time that you need to depend on other people. So which clinic did you go to? I inquired to Kill Egg Freezing, and they are affiliated with City Fertility Clinic. So City Fertility Clinic was the one who looked after me the whole time, and it is where my eggs are currently stored. Last question, and for the most asked one, is how much? So as this is an elective treatment, it is not covered by Medicare. And before I reveal how much it cost me for everything, I hope that this doesn't discourage you to get your egg freezing treatment, because I do believe there are options and there are financial plans available. I'm just not too sure about that part. But anyway, it cost me a total of $10,000 for one cycle. And just to give you a breakdown of everything, my initial consultation cost me $113. My very first basal scan was $191. I paid $5,000 to City Fertility Clinic, and that's for the elective egg freezing treatment. That includes all my follow-up checkups with my doctors and nurses, and the procedure fee of my doctor as well. And the medication cost me $2,660. My admission fee to the hospital is $1,800. Anesthesia is $450. And the storage fee is $35 a month. So that's it for this Q&A. I hope this gives you more insight of what egg freezing is. I hope you learned a lot from it, and if you do, please comment down below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and bye for now.